All right, go live, son. You're good. We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, New York Giants fans, I apologize for this bomb that I'm about to drop on you right now. Um, we obviously know that Daniel Jones is terrible, right? I'm going to talk about exactly how bad he is because I went through a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole during this game. I mentally checked out and I just decided to look up how bad is Daniel Jones. And this is what I found. So the obvious is that since he signed this contract, he is 3-13. Okay, that's the obvious fact. The next fact, let's talk about his lowest win percentage in his career by season. His lowest career percentage, this is across 6 games. He only played 6 games, so this is the smallest sample size. He has a 16.7% win rate. That means in a 6 game stretch, he won 1 game. So that's a small sample size. Let's look at one that's actually a full season. 16 games, 59% win rate. Barely 60%. That's his best season, by the way. Best. So we're going to move down the list. His overall career record is 24, 44, and 1. He has 44 losses on his record as a starting quarterback. These are games he started. It just gets worse. Against the Cowboys, starting, he's 1-8. Against the Eagles, since he's been here, starting, 2-4. This is the first time since 1976 that the Giants have lost 2 games in a row to the Washington Commanders. My mom wasn't even 5 years old. It gets worse. This game today, our time of possession was about 10 minutes more than the Commanders. Take away those last points that we had when we only had 10. We were down by 2 scores. We had 29 minutes of possession, and we were down by 2 scores. And that's before the fourth quarter was even halfway over. Daniel Jones has the second worst QBR in the National Football League. Who is worse than him, you ask?
Who is it?
Deshaun Watson.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
it.
Oh my God.
That is it. There's nobody else. He is bottom 3 in touchdowns scored this season. Bottom 3. He scored bottom 3 out of all starting NFL quarterbacks. Bottom 3 in touchdowns. He has 10. If you take away these 2 touchdowns that he's scored today in this game that happened at the very end of the damn game, he has 8 touchdowns and 11 interceptions since last season. So, and I want you to know, he has a QBR average of 75. That's his QBR average over his career. Or excuse me, not over his career. This is since he signed a new contract. His average QBR since he signed a new contract is 75. That's his average QBR over the last 2 seasons. I want everyone to know right now, this man had 81 yards at the start of the fourth quarter. 81 passing yards. He had -8 passing yards at halftime and 1 touchdown. How is that possible? I just need to give myself a second before I lost my mind again. Daniel Jones has lost to 4 different rookie quarterbacks since he's been in the NFL.
Yeah,
2 of them
that's something.
are
That's
Jayden
something.
Daniels. 2 games are Jayden Daniels. They talked about Jayden Daniels. They talked about Jayden Daniels of this game. They talked about what this player, the teammates think of him. When have they ever said anything like that about Daniel Jones? Has anyone talked about Daniel Jones in the locker room?
No, I've never heard any discussion about him in the locker room. Yeah, no one's.
They were talking about Daniel Jones or Jayden Daniels like he was Superman already. And I'm sitting here thinking, I've never heard anyone say one thing positive about Daniel Jones other than that he is too smart for his own good. And that's barely a compliment. Because what you're saying is that he's indecisive because he is too intelligent. Well, if he is so intelligent, why does he have more interceptions than touchdowns? You can even add the 2 touchdowns today. He still has more interceptions. He makes the same mistakes. The opening drive, he fumbled it. I'm sorry, not even the opening drive. The second drive, he fumbled it. When he should have just taken the sack, he tried to force it out, but he fumbled it. The same way that we lost the week before. He fumbled it. Why is he still playing? How is it possible that you have a sub 50%, you have a sub 40% win rate? How are you still starting in this professional league? How is that possible? I need you guys to know right now, his best win percentage season, where he won 59% of his games, Saquon Barkley had 1,300 plus rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns. Daniel Jones had 15 passing touchdowns. That means Saquon Barkley almost scored as many touchdowns on the ground as he scored in the air.
Wow.
And he had a third of Daniel Jones's total passing yards. That's his best season when Saquon went off with a bottom 5 offensive line. And that's why I'm wearing Saquon's Barkley jersey right now. Because he's gone, and this is what we're dealing with. He's the person that we should have kept. Daniel Jones should not even be here. He should have been done after his rookie contract. There's no way that we should be having Daniel Jones as the starting quarterback right now when he had sub 100 passing yards up until the fourth quarter. I want everybody to know right now, my high school football team was terrible.
It was.
My mom can attest to this. We have never finished a game with negative passing yards at halftime. Forget about the end of the game. We've never had negative passing yards. I've seen the New York Giants have negative passing yards in a game several times in the last 5 years. The last time it happened before Daniel Jones was Mike Glennon.
Ooh.
Daniel Jones is making $160 million. It's not guaranteed $160 million, but that's the max contract. He was offered $160 million to perform like Mike Glennon in the first half of this game against the second longest rivalry team in NFL history. Wow. And we just got swept again, the first time since 1976. I don't have anything else to say. Go ahead. I'm done.
In addition to Daniel Jones getting all those rush yards and then going away because of the fumbles and all the things and the negativity around that, we got rookies who are out there, juggling. Maybe they're auditioning for. Maybe the circus is coming to town. I thought maybe the circus stopped coming to town over the years. I thought that was an old school thing. But maybe it's a comeback, because the juggling that Theo Johnson was doing throughout this game was very disturbing. I think after the second time he fumbled today, if I was leadership, and again, I always look at everything from a leadership standpoint. You have to make tough decisions. And sometimes you can't be the guy or gal that everybody loves because you have to make those tough choices. I think they should have benched him. Did he get a touchdown at the end after all that? Yeah, he did. But look what they had to go. It didn't help.
No.
It didn't help because some of the stuff that happened before he finally got that touchdown in the fourth, screwed up things that could have happened that could have put the team up further. So I don't know. They really need to make some decisions on who should be out there that they can count on. And I don't think I don't think they have that many options.
Nope.
I don't think they have that many options.
The only option we had was Saquon.
Then we've got our rookie wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, wanting to have, some sort of, have a little drink or snack with Daniels every so often. Like, he couldn't even keep his head in the game.
No.
Where he was looking at the guy as the competition, as the guy he had to beat. To be buddy-buddy in a situation like that in the moment is not appropriate because you can't keep your head in the game.
And why was Daniel Jones telling him to get back into the huddle?
Right.
Is it because he has no leadership?
Right. If Daniel Jones was a great leader, a great captain of his team, after the first time he saw the interaction, he would have said, yeah, I know that you guys are cool, but, save any other commentary that you have with him. Talk to him after the game. We don't do that. It's not appropriate. It's not a good look.
It looks like he's trying to figure out a way to get on their team.
Right. I think that he was trying to show that. I said I think he was
That's
trying
what
to.
I think he
He
was
was
saying. He's like, "Oh,
playing.
this motherfucker's
Yeah.
ass. Can I get on your team, please?"
Yeah. He was like, "This is. I've never played underneath somebody like this before. If it comes up, let them know that I'm interested. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I mean, he's probably had those conversations even off the field with him. But
I
today
agree.
he couldn't step. He couldn't keep himself away from Jayden Daniels.
I think it was intentional.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, he wasn't really blocking that great, and they called it out. They're like, "All Malik Neighbors really had to do was just block him there, and he might actually get the touchdown there." And I'm just like, could it be that Malik Neighbors has already mentally checked out?
Yeah. It's
Just
possible.
like everybody checks out on the Giants. They see who the
Yeah.
quarterback is, who the leader is, and they just check out.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking is popping off because it's just not. It's not feeling like. It's not feeling like we have a team of individuals who are trying to do everything they can to save the season. The season's done. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that they've been talking about how they can effectively lose the rest of the games and what that means for the draft. That's what I'm hoping at this point because anything else sucks. We have some comments. David Valentine, thanks for stopping by, David Valentine. Giants need a QB. Don't worry, y'all going to draft QB Jalen Milrow. He has talent to be great. Well, we'll see about that. Michael Holmes. Hey, Michael Holmes. Thanks for coming by again.
How you doing,
I
Mike?
saw that. I saw that -8 passing. Yes, in the first half. I'm tired. Or maybe that was yards. I'm tired of that whole team stupid 2 point try. Oh, the 2 point formations. I don't know what type of formation those are. Michael Holmes says he's still throwing interceptions. I have the same jersey, bro. I love y'all content. DJ is a bum. DJ is a bum.
Bum. Straight bum.
Straight bum. And then David Valentine also added again at the end. Hail to the Commanders. Hey, I'm with you.
I,
Jayden Daniels is the truth.
he is.
That
He's
guy is the
good.
truth.
He's good.
That guy is the truth. I'm really super impressed with Jayden Daniels.
Maybe Joe
Really super
Shane's
impressed.
son was right. I'm sorry, not his son. His son's friends. They should have
Mm-hmm.
traded up to get Jaden Daniels. That's what his son's friends told him to
It's true. They
do.
Thanks to the Hard Knock show, we know exactly what the little boy Shane's friends how they feel about certain players. We know all that now, thanks to
Right.
Hard Knocks and that inner being in part of that inner circle there. Yeah, that was a lot to watch.
It really
As
was.
far as a lot of different things going on, the calls, the weird offensive pass interference on Slayton that took away the
That was
very
that was
needed.
bogus. The Giants are the
Son,
last team to have those kind of calls.
son, could you please explain it to me again? I'm still confused. So Slayton was called on an offensive pass interference. So what did that mean? What did he do? Because I didn't exactly see it.
So there's a rule that if you are running a route and you're potentially going to be cutting off a defender in the process because there's not enough space since you're in the end
Yeah.
zone, you
Mm-hmm.
have to keep your feet moving. You can't intentionally like stop and just block them because that would be considered an illegal block because effectively you're just putting yourself in a position
Uh,
so they can't make the play. The same way that a DB would be getting in the way of the receiver and holding them so they can't get open to get the actual pass. So,
right, right.
but the main issue that goes with that rule is that if you're using your hands and trying to block them in the end zone, you definitely can't do that. He didn't touch anybody. And the commentator, and I felt the same way. I was like, well, wait a minute. This is what the commentator, I don't remember what his name was, so I apologize. But one of the commentators said, well, Slayton didn't use his hands or anything. He did a little step move, like a little step, and then he kind of just stopped. But he didn't put his hands on anyone. So he didn't feel that should have been a pass interference call. And I was like, yeah, I mean, the defenders could have went around him because he didn't touch him.
Right, right.
He did a little step and then he kind of just stopped. And then he just sat there. So it looked like pass interference to the ref. I thought that was a call that wouldn't have, if they gave it a touchdown, I don't think it would have mattered because the Giants are that bad that they could have scored
Right.
that and still lost.
Yeah, it's true.
It, like,
It's
I get it if you do that to
pathetically
like the
true.
Chiefs or something. It's like, the Chiefs, you can't be doing that. But it's like, it's the Giants, man. Like, we already have a hard time scoring at this. We're always bottom three in end zone scoring. Like, we don't really finish in the red zone. So, why do that to us? But I mean, again, I'm biased. I wanted us to get that touchdown because, again, it's so hard for the Giants to score. So when we score and it gets taken away, that's one of the worst feelings in sports for me because
Yeah, it
it's
is.
it's so difficult to cheer for
The
them.
effort to get there.
It takes forever. It'll take like 12 plays and it'll take like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and then we get 3 points. Can't keep that is not fun football. I'm tired of watching 5 to 6 minute drives. We'll drive it 80 yards, something down the field, whatever it could be. It could just be 60 yards, depending on the positioning of where the ball is. We'll go down the field for 60, 70 yards, and then we just can't finish, and we just get three. Or turn it over. That is not football. I can't watch that.
It's not. It's not football. David Valentine says, "I'm hoping." He says he's hoping his Commanders don't play Detroit Lions in the playoffs because if they do, Commanders are going to run into a Motor City buzz saw.
Whoever the
Yeah.
Lions play, look, they better hope that the Lions get the bye week so that nobody has to deal with them the first week. But whoever runs to the Lions, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. The Lions are definitely getting to the Super Bowl this year, at the very least, the NFC Championship. But the Lions are the real deal.
Yeah,
They are a scary
it's
team.
true.
Whoever has to play them, I feel sorry for them. At least in the playoffs, I feel sorry for them. So, um, with that being said, guys, we didn't even tell you guys to like and subscribe if you're new here. But, like,
Hey, welcome. Please remember to like. Let me tell you something. Wait a minute. I actually noticed we do have somebody already subscribed today, so that's great. If
yes, thank you.
if we could get two more today, I would be so happy if you would just
Yes,
do
I'd
that.
be happy with
That
two
would be
more.
great. We're inching
For the
along
pain.
with subscription. Yeah, we are inching along with subscriptions, but that's okay. If I get one or two here and there, it's fine. But keep doing that. It's awesome. Share the video. Please do that, and we love the fact that you come and you actually communicate with us in the
Right.
chat. Whether it's commenting on the video after it posts, once it goes onto our channel, or during the slot like our live broadcast like we're doing now. Michael Holmes says, "What about coaching?
Oh,
Secondary is
Dayball.
weak. Play." He said he played football, and you have to turn around to locate the ball. We have a very weak secondary. Oh, the secondary is
The secondary is terrible. Deontay Banks can't
it's
be
been that way for a
covering the
minute.
number one receiver. I think Deontay Banks needs to be stepping off to be number one receivers because he's been getting cooked lately. Number one. Number two, Dayball. I want everybody to know right now. After Daniel Jones fumbled it on that second drive, they ran 9 run plays in a row. 9. And we got 3 first downs out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go for pass plays back to back. We got negative yards the first time, and the second time was an incompletion. And then we had to run it because we couldn't pass it. And then we ended up having to go for a field goal instead. That is how that drive ended. I want everybody to know right now, Dayball clearly is scared. Anytime Daniel Jones makes a mistake or has a turnover or causes a turnover, he always runs the ball an excessive amount of times in a row to, like, I guess, get Daniel Jones's head back in the game. But he clearly is scared. He's scared that Daniel Jones will continue to turn it over. This is somebody that he endorsed to get paid. So the more Daniel Jones fails, the more Brian Daboll fails and continues to look bad. So just keep paying attention to that. Whenever Daniel Jones has a turnover, count how many times in a row we do a run play. Just count it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's egregious. It's egregious. And it's even more egregious that the opposing team allowed them to run it 9 times in a row. I can't believe the Commanders allowed that to happen and gave us 3 first downs. But you know what? They knew that we couldn't pass it. Because when it came to that, we didn't do anything. As soon as we changed it to pass plays, we had a 3-and-out for that drive. It was that specific set of downs, it was 3-and-out. And then we had the field goal kick. My girlfriend was saying they should have just kept running it. They were getting first downs. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, but
you know what? Sometimes you got to stick with what works.
But
Sometimes
it's sad. We can't pass. We can't throw. Why is Jalen Hyatt still not being used? He's one of the fastest receivers in the league.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
I saw a post that there's rumors he's asking about being traded because he's only been used like 13 times this season or something like that, and has like 3 total targets. Like he doesn't get play time because we can't throw down the field. Daniel Jones can't do it.
I don't know what's going on. I want to just before we continue, David Valentine, our commander's friend in the chat, has subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, David
Thank you, David.
Valentine.
Thank you, my friend.
Uh, we don't have options at this point to
Nope.
try to get into the playoffs. So this season is a wrap. The
We better
Sun
lose.
and I knew, yeah, this we better.
We
The
can't be
Sun
doing
and
that
I
crap when we
knew.
win at the end. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, that's our thing. No, we do
We win at the end when
we
it
have
doesn't
a thing
matter.
of losing at the end when it doesn't matter.
Meaningless
But
wins.
we decided before the season that we weren't even going to attend games
Nope.
because we knew that it was going to be a crappy season. We knew that it'd be extremely disappointed with the outcome if we went to a game. And of course, last season we went to a game, and I think it was October. I think we went to an October game.
That
the end of
stupid
October.
raining game.
It was
we
raining
lost
and
in
cold. It was
overtime.
horrible. It was horrible. Of course, the weather's been great in New Jersey for the first part of the season, but that's besides the point. But like for the Giants, people who are season ticket holders, they don't want to go either because the vibe is not good.
Nope.
And it's not exciting, and you go there and you're angry. You're booing at your own team, right?
Yep.
You go to these games, and so a lot of the people, they put the tickets up for sale, for resale, and sell them for like $30-$40. And I looked this morning; there were a lot of tickets available for $45. A lot of them.
That's crazy.
And Commanders fans were smart. They who were in the New York, New Jersey metro area that could get there. They bought those tickets and they went and had a good day. I mean, good for them.
I bet they did. Good for them.
But I'm looking at the final few minutes, and I'm looking at when they any sort of wide shot of the arena. I could see that the seats were already empty. People had started leaving. A lot of people travel from, a lot of people don't live around the corner from the MetLife Stadium. Mm-hmm. So you could put in 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit more to get there. Right. So people, it's not worth sitting there to watch your team all the way to the end and lose. So people start to live it. It's a horrible experience. And I feel bad for the season ticket holders. I guess they could make a couple dollars when they try to put them, and resell them. But it's not worth our time. It's not worth a fan's time to give up a whole day, a whole Sunday, to go travel and be there and do all the activities and go and the round trip, all of that. It's not worth it. Mm-mm. And I can sit here at home and be angry and boo just like I can there, and it's free. It's not. I don't have to pay anything for me to sit here and boo.
They don't deserve the money. They don't deserve it.
And and I definitely can pay attention more to some of the things and really notice. It's helped because I do hear when I hear the guys commentating, I hear them say these the same thing every week about Daniel Jones running for his life. That is like, I think it's scripted now. Because it's assumed that because he says it, somebody says it, because it's not always the commentators, and we're getting like the B-list commentators, by the way.
Oh, we get some of the bottom of the barrel people. I'm like, who is?
I think one of them was Sanchez today, though, who's pretty good. Sanchez actually is a pretty good commentator.
I didn't actually get to see anybody's faces. I
heard them say Sanchez.
I mentally checked out today. Like this is the first time in a while I mentally checked out. Like so early in the game, I couldn't. The games don't keep me like invested. I don't have anyone to get behind. Malik Neighbors disappoints me sometimes. Theo Johnson, I hate him more than I hated Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram at least had a decent rookie season.
The Sun despised Evan
Ingram made me so mad sometimes. I think he rose my blood pressure at times. I really did.
He did.
But Theo Johnson is infuriating because at least Evan Ingram had a really good rookie season. And I was like, oh, he's nice. Theo Johnson had one good week so far this season. And
I don't know. There's something going on with him. Yeah, there's something going on with him. Yeah.
I think it's the fact that he has Daniel Jones as his quarterback. The fans don't like Daniel Jones, so they don't like the Giants. His experience so far as a rookie in the NFL is being booed by fans. I just want you to think about that. When you're an athlete and you get to the NFL, the last thing you think about is being booed every halftime by your fans. Every halftime he's been
That's
booed at home.
horrible.
Every halftime. So I
And speaking
honestly
of
get it.
that, speaking of home,
Mhm.
how about was the first time we actually scored touchdowns this season at the MetLife? We hadn't
When you texted me
everything
that,
else.
I didn't know what
Yeah,
to say.
everything else had been. I mean, the commentator. I knew it was, and but the commentator reminded me, and he said it. It was sort of. He was like, "Oh," and he made a big deal. Oh, and a touchdown at home for the Giants. And it's like normally, it's just a touchdown, but it was like, oh, a touchdown. Yeah, they were only kicking. They were only able to kick this season. It's been bad. It's been really bad. David Valentine says, if the Giants get up, Shadur Sanders. He's suggesting if they got Shadur Sanders, which I don't think I don't I would want better for Shadur Sanders, but that's besides the point. He's a cerebral assassin. He can throw the ball over the Mississippi River, and that's true. I think that Coach Prime would want more for his son. Michael Holmes.
Coach Prime is going to find a way for him not to be in New York. He'll find a way for that not to happen. He'll find a way.
uh, Michael Holmes says he has turned down opportunities to go to games because he doesn't want to go see a losing product. You couldn't. He
I
said you couldn't
agree.
even give him a ticket this season. People don't want to see this product for the money they're paying. Yeah, I mean the
No.
money you spend on your beverages
Spend
and
$20 on a
snacks
dang
and
hot dog.
right, $30
Watch a bum.
$30
Who's got time for that?
White Claw. It's
Yeah, like you spending almost $40 on a dang White Claw or whatever.
like
And just to be mad, actually, if you
yeah.
think about it, since you're going to buy more than one White Claw, you're probably going to spend about $100 on a couple of them
That's
just
ridiculous.
to be angry and watching Daniel
Just to
Jones
be a
suck.
drunk and angry. And then David Claw at the end added, Giants fans don't feel bad. Look at the Cleveland Browns fan base, and they've been suffering since Bernie Kosar left. Bernie Kosar, wasn't that like a gazillion years ago? That sounds like a long time ago. That's pretty bad. Yeah, but they have been suffering
Well,
for
the thing about
decades.
this, the thing about when you think about the Giants have 8 championships total. They have 4 before the Super Bowl era and 4 after. The Lions didn't have that. The Browns didn't have that. The Texans didn't have that. I can't think of any other really bad franchises. The Buccaneers didn't have that. There are a lot of franchises that were historically bad over the last 30 some odd years where they were just used to that stuff. The Giants in the last 30 years have won 4 Super Bowls. 40 in the last 30, 40 years have won 4 Super Bowls. We won 2 in 4 years in my lifetime. So when we go from that to this, it's hard to accept. Even when we didn't win the years that we just didn't make it to the Super Bowl or NFC Championship, we still were a tough team. People respected us enough that they gave it their all every time they played us. But
Right.
now you can walk all over us. You know what? I have an analogy. My senior year, the last game against our high school rivalry team, I was walking into the gym to my team right before the game started. We had about maybe 20 some odd minutes before the game started. The rivalry high school team got off the bus and was already laughing and chilling, talking about what they were going to do after the game. That made me feel that they weren't threatened by us at all, and that
No.
they were just coming in here to stink up the joint for us for our Thanksgiving and get on out and then continue their lives in the playoffs while we were done after that.
Yeah.
Now imagine being in the NFL and people are laughing at you as a New York Giant fan. You're a New York Giants fan, not even a New York Giant player. People laugh. People be like, ah, man, it must be rough being a New York Giants fan because we were used to winning.
Right.
That
Right.
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks when you have people laughing at you or saying, oh, it must be rough being a Giants fan. I hate hearing that. Why should I care what other people think, number one? Number two, I care because I'm a proud Giants fan. Like I said, we've won. Me and my mom have witnessed them win in the highest moment that you could have as a football player against Tom Brady, a 16-0 team, by the way. To go from that to this is a crazy change. So like that is why it's so hard for us to support them right now because we expect better. Despite the product of what we have, it is New York. It is the New York Giants. We don't play like that. These last 10 years are not a good representation of what the New York Giants are supposed to be.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, and my mom knows best because she was a Giants fan longer than me. She got to see the other two Super Bowls before I was even born. So she's got to see four Super Bowls in her lifetime. That is hard for her to process as much as it's hard for me to process after seeing two in my lifetime. We want to see them win. We're tired of watching them lose and get walked all over. The arm tackles, the confusion on Daniel Jones's face, the frustration from every coach he's
Confusion.
had. Daniel Jones has had four head coaches.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat.
It's like
That's a
three or four head
real
coaches at this point.
yeah, yeah, that's an
Like,
interesting stat.
I
At
don't know
some
that many
point,
quarterbacks. Oh, go ahead.
at some point you have to look at that and say it can't be the coaches.
No, it can't be. The common denominator has been Daniel Jones. How is it that all these other coaches get fired and they come in and Daniel Jones is still there? And they all just give him these chances, all of them, and he still stinks. And then the coaches get in trouble for it. It's like just let the quarterback go. If you can't trade him, pay him off. He can just leave and just chill for the rest of his life because ain't nobody gonna sign him again. That's fine. Just take
I
the
yeah,
loss. Just
I
take
don't
the pay
even think
cut.
he is not even worthy of a practice team.
He's
Daniel
not.
Jones is not worthy. I wouldn't waste a practice team roster spot
How do you get better playing
on
against him in practice?
Daniel Jones. Yeah, I don't think so. We got a couple more comments from David Valentine and Michael Holmes. Michael Holmes, let's see. The New York Giants fans have a standard we live by, and this ain't it. Yeah, exactly.
There you
David
go.
Valentine says Giants need to hire Mel Kiper Jr. Does
Oh
he
God.
as the GM? He'll draft y'all good players. Do y'all?
No, he
Do
won't.
y'all?
Stop
Do we
joking.
like? He wants to know if we like Mel Kiper Jr.
He's all right. He be saying wild stuff sometimes though.
I don't know that he would even take a GM job. Michael Holmes
Mel,
said,
Mel Kiper Jr. does not want that kind of pressure. He's chilling where
I
he's at
don't.
because he gets to
Yeah,
make those crazy claims and get away with it because
yeah,
of where he is. He does that
yeah.
as a GM. He's just like Joe Shane, talking to his son about who he should draft.
Right. Michael Holmes also says his only enjoyment with the Giants now is on Xbox. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
He
you
said,
just have to live your own fantasy life through
and
Madden.
he's seen four Super Bowl wins. Yeah. So it's yeah, you have to go into a fantasy mode to enjoy, to think about the future, to think about future championships and wins. You have to be playing some sort of
I'm
in a
guilty of that. I did
Madden.
it
You
last
got to play
season.
Madden.
I did
So
it last season. I'm guilty of that. I have a franchise mode where the Giants have won two Super Bowls back to back. With Daniel Jones somehow, by the way, I decided to keep him. I was like, I'm gonna make him better, and he's a freaking
Yeah.
superstar in my league.
I mean, if we want to talk about potential GMs, talk about potential future coaches. Which, by the way, this last week, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff about the Giants were not going. Front office is not going to move off of Dayball, which is okay, fine,
Stupid.
whatever.
Not a good idea.
But Belichick is still really tight with the Mara family. John Mara and him, they've been talking for decades, even when Belichick was still coaching for the Patriots. He's somebody who could be an asset to help them make some decisions, even if it's just to help them make decisions for draft. But he also could be a GM, but I don't think Belichick wants to do that.
Belichick the GM is not as good as Belichick the head coach, though.
Yeah, I don't think he wants
He
to
would
do it
need to be a head
anyway.
coach. Belichick the
Yeah.
GM is very sketch. That's where
Yeah.
that McDonald's jokes comes from, where he be getting those receivers from McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I would
I
rather
don't
have
think
him
he
as a
would want
coach
to
than
do
a
that.
GM. If they make
Yeah,
him a GM, we'd still be in trouble.
yeah.
I think we'd be in trouble. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but I don't
Well,
even know what else to say about this team.
yeah. I mean, we've said a lot, and we don't have to say anything more. Please just thank you for watching.
As always,
Next week the Giants go all the way to Europe for a Munich game to
those
lose.
poor German fans.
No,
Yeah,
but they'll be
terrible
excited.
game.
They'll love it regardless.
I'm
They'll
sure it'll
love
be a
it.
snooze
They
fest
get
for
they
us.
they love it. They love when the teams go there to play, and they don't care how they play. They're just happy that they're there. So, but the Giants go and they spend up money and time to travel to Munich to
Yeah.
play. I think it's a 9:30 a.m. game, which is interesting. Which means I need to plan accordingly to be available for that, to watch that. But yeah, that's what's happening with the New York Giants coming up. But it doesn't matter. They're going to lose that game as well.
Yep.
Well,
I
wait a
hope
minute.
we can hope.
It's against the Panthers.
We need to
The
lose for the
the
draft
Panther
picks.
the Panthers are not the most stellar team either.
I
But
believe they're the
at the end of
worst.
the day, the Giants need to lose. The Giants need to lose.
We can't be winning these meaningless games now. It's too late. Just keep losing. I
Yeah,
actually feel happier if we freaking lose. We need a better
yeah,
quarterback. Please, I'm done. I
yeah.
don't want to see Daniel Jones play anymore. Can we -8 yards in the first half? Really? Can we just put somebody else in?
I just want more commentary, positive commentary about the quality of his play as a quarterback who's passing versus how fast he runs. We don't need our quarterback to run fast. He's not a wide receiver. We don't need that. It's nice, but if I had to choose another physical attribute, I would choose something else that would make sure that he is more effective as a quarterback. I
Right.
don't need him to scramble all the time. He's lucky. I mean, every time I see this guy running, I'm like, he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt again. He's gonna get hurt again. He's taking, and even the commentators today, like he's taking the hits that he's taking. He took the hit he took on his way in to the end zone for the touchdown. He shouldn't be taking those hits.
No.
It's crazy. Just to close things out, we have a few more comments. Michael Holmes, he says, "Bring Belichick, please." David Valentine, who y'all going to pull for when the Eagles versus Commanders for the NFC East crown? Okay, I don't have any hesitation.
I don't like
will
the
be
Eagles.
pulling for the Commanders. I don't bleed green.
I don't like the Eagles.
No.
I know we're supposed to hate you guys more, but I hate the Eagles.
The son and I live in Eagles country. We do.
I hate the
You
Eagles.
know, I hate the Eagles. We hate Eagles fans. They're obnoxious. They're not as obnoxious as Cowboys fans, but they're obnoxious.
They're annoying.
Commanders fans all the way. And I would love to see Jayden Daniels keep going as far as he can in his rookie season. I think that'd be amazing for his career.
He can't get hurt.
Absolutely.
He can't get hurt.
Yeah.
I really hope Jayden Daniels does not get hurt. He has to stay healthy. I need their RG3 redemption arc. This is like the redemption arc for RG3 through Jayden Daniels.
Micah Holmes says he's neutral on that game. Yeah, he's neutral. But he says his brother is a Commanders guy, and he says enjoy and to us, and I want to know if we'll see us on the next game. And absolutely, we will figure it out. By the time that game is over, the son and I will be awake enough to do our post game show.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We don't sleep in too much, so
we do think. I think the Giants can win, but I don't want them to.
Michael Holmes was born in Philly. Oh, born in Philly. Oh, interesting, Michael Holmes. Okay, well, so you must have a tough time at family gatherings with your Philly.
Yeah, I bet they let you hear about it all the time.
I bet you, exactly. Yep, it does. It does sometimes cause some family strife, but sometimes a little friendly competition adds some excitement to family affairs. So
only when it's friendly.
Yes, yeah, only when it's friendly and not obnoxious. All right, any last words, son?
Other than like, subscribe, share, help our family grow. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at the halfway mark. We're actually above the halfway mark now. So keep them coming. We do appreciate all the support. The subscribe button, you know where it is. It's right at the bottom. But that's it for me.
That's it. And we'll see you next time, everybody. And take care and share this stream. Watch again. We love you. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
All right, we're done.
Freaking Daniel Jones. What a bum.
What? I mean,